That's the house my brother built, and he sold it them to my cousin.
But where was the house you were born in?
It's a bit lower down. You don't see it.
Is it still there?
You can see the roof now, but I can see it, but you wouldn't notice it.
But there's nobody actually living in it now.
Michael owns it. Michael Melly.
Oh, that Michael
Yeah, the Michael that talk about and go.
TG4.
Yeah, that's the boy.
Yeah.
He owns it down. And that's the place now.
So I'm focused now on Elliot's house there. And he was killed in the First World War.
That's the old house he lived in, just behind the other one, you see.
Oh, I see.
And a bit farther on then, you see, you had the daughter, Rogers lived over there, and more Elliott's up on the far side. But further on there, and the bush had become too for the townland of Farrington.
That road.
Yeah, just up there.
Right.
At half miles, and in that small town, there were 7 young men went off to the First World War.
Yes.
One of them was Elliot. He was killed.
Yes.
I'm not sure exactly where it happened, but
Right, I could find that out.
farther on, you come over to the ferry. Francie Melly was not killed in the war. He survived it with the other brother.
Which army was in Francie?
Francie, the American army.
American army, yeah.
And then we come to the house, big store. They're known as the Johnny Joes. There's a big family of them in it, and there were 4 of them in the First World War.
4 out of 1 family. Johnny Joe.
Johnny Jones.
Yeah.
There was Peter, and Peter wasn't in the army, but Johnny was.
Yeah.
And Joe was.
Yeah.
And Francie was. Yes, he became a doctor later on after the war in San Francisco. All 4 of them survived the war, you know.
Gosh.
And Patrick was the 4th one, but in America.
Yeah.
Again. But
What?
back. See that? Back you.
Just a wee minute now. I've got a great hand at this camera now. Then a funny thing I noticed about the doing is, have you no dog about?
No.
Are you never a dog?
Oh, you had it.
And you wouldn't be afraid now there'd be people coming down here at night? Huh?
Now the one of them come weeping, we have no women, have to come a couple of women would keep.
Yeah, I suppose you would. Aye. And that should be, we'll just get her in a wee bit now. No, that's not the right one. That's it. And where's the scythe now? I suppose you wouldn't know. Did you ever work a scythe, honey?
Oh, you can't just have got the clear there.
Francie the only Frank, he was
He was getting it on.
he just came back from the war.
That's right.
Good.
Fine. What was his name, the father again?
Johnny Joe.
Johnny Joe Melly lived. And it's right beside also where Colm Melly was born. in the Farragut.
To Johnny,
Would you marry?
and he went too good.
But-
He's-
But they didn't get married till they came back.
He had no time for a honeymoon. No, they got married that day and then they
Oh, they did?
left that day and went to America. And she would say to America, the war came then, because 3 years later, and he didn't get back in 1946.
So it was 9 years later they met again.
10 years later.
God.
He died.
And his surname was,
He come,
and that is the remains of the house of Johnny Joe Melly. 7 of his sons were out in the First World War. 3, I think, in the British Army, 4 in the American Army. Didn't one become a doctor, Colm?
yeah, and
Francie,
out in
California, was it? Francie became a doctor after the war.
my brother, he John, and he was California during the Second World War.
Second World War, yeah?
And he had met him, and so he's talked to him and he split up.
Yes. And that's the first he knew about it.
Yeah.
So, and Peter Melly was the only one of the sons who didn't join up.
Yeah, he spent his life.
Yeah. The 3 boys who were in the British Army, they'd been in Greenock working, isn't that right?
Yeah, been the living really got their life.
Yeah. And now another view of Trimble's house from the front. House which is filled with Paddy and Francie Trimble. What year?
1932. And Johnny Joe.
How many of you?
Oh, I was young, isn't he?
Yeah.
But I only was 12 or so. But the older brothers, there were 6 in them in Dalby,
Yeah.
6 brothers, and my father. So they started and they go off with 3 feet every year.
Every year to make a roadway down there.
Yeah, and
Had to be dynamited at first,
the whole thing, you know.
and then taken away in a donkey and cart and made a road with the further down.
We used to get £20 for maintaining a mile of country road from
County Council.
Jimmy Parton's house right over to John Boyle's of Dewey.
You get £20
£20 for the
a year.
No, I for 100 ton. Yeah, and take it down a donkey and cart.
Right on a creel, manure, everything like that. And then a donkey and cart or a 4-inch cart would ever go down this road. This is the view from Colm Melly's house here. And from the age of 6, he'd be carrying material and a creel. So hard work wouldn't be unusual. This is the new house built on top of the remains of the old house where Colm was born. Port of Call is down here in the bushes, is where Johnny Frank lived, who had 2 sons in the war. One, John, was killed in Turkey, and the other, who was this, the other one? Francie, who survived the war, he was in the American Army, but John was in the British Army, is that right? And Francie's son died only recently, and the son was James, married to Paddy McGeehan's sister. And there's a photograph in that book, Donny got out in the First World War, of him with his battalion or company in the American Army. And that's Elliot's house. The 10th version of the Convict Arrogant fought in the First World of the War.